Shanda Sharer was a 12-year-old girl who was tortured and burned to death in Indiana in 1992. The perpetrators were four teenage girls, aged between 17 at the time. In this video, we will reveal to you all the secrets and details of this horrifyingly brutal crime. Shanda Sharer was born on June 6, 1979, to Jacques and Stephen Sharer. When her parents divorced 6 years later, her mother remarried, becoming Mrs. Vaught, and moved to Louisville, Kentucky. Shanda quickly became popular at school. She made many friends and admirers. At the age of 11, she joined the cheerleading squad, thus entering the elite among schoolgirls. However, in the summer of 1991, Jacques divorced for the second time and moved again, this time to New Albany, Indiana. Ambitious Shanda, who had just turned 12, faced the challenge of becoming popular in a new school once again. The first few weeks went well. She joined the school basketball team and made some friends, but this was just the calm before the storm. At the end of September, Shanda came home with the news that she had been suspended from school due to a fight with another girl. The punishment for such behavior was to clean the school grounds after classes together with the same student she had fought with. In fact, Shanda got involved in this unpleasant situation completely by accident. One of her new friends wanted to return a ring she had received from her boyfriend, but didn't have the courage to do it herself, so Shanda offered to help. When Shanda approached the teenager to give him the ring, he refused to take it. A scuffle ensued, and Amanda Hevrin, the boy's sister, joined in. Without getting into details, she attacked Shanda with her fists. Amanda was 14 years old and could best be described as a tomboy. Few dared to get into conflicts with her, as she preferred to resolve issues not through conversation but with her fists. Considering Amanda was dating a girl, 16-year-old Melinda Loveless, there were plenty of people who disapproved of their relationship. One of them was her father, who constantly threatened to kick her out of the house if she didn't come to her senses. Amanda and Shanda served their punishment for a week, during which they got to know each other better and, to the surprise of many, became friends. Jacques was initially against Hevrin, but her daughter convinced her that Amanda was a good person at heart and there was nothing to fear. Soon their friendship grew into something more. The teens began exchanging love notes. In one of them, Hevrin invited Shanda on a date at the school dance. Amanda and Shanda arrived there holding hands. But when Hevrin's girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, saw them together, she couldn't contain herself and caused a scene filled with jealousy, shouting, insults, and even broken furniture. This did not lead to a breakup between Hevrin and Sharer, so Loveless harbored deep resentment towards the girls and started sending them threatening letters. In her childhood, Melinda Loveless, born on October 28, 1975 in New Albany, went through a real hell created by her own father Larry, who forced her into inappropriate closeness. Despite this, Melinda grew up to be a good girl, at least according to the school psychologist. Moreover, Loveless was considered one of the most beautiful girls in school. Her thick, curly hair made her resemble actress Julia Roberts, so it was no surprise that Melinda was surrounded by admirers. But all their attempts to arrange a meeting with Loveless ended in failure. She had been literally obsessed with Amanda for the past year. In November 1991, Jacques noticed that her daughter had lost interest in school and sports. However, she spent a lot of time with her new friend. Jacques, after rummaging through her daughter's room, found their correspondence and only then realized what kind of friendship was binding her daughter and Amanda. She repeatedly asked her daughter to end the relationship, but her efforts were unsuccessful. Eventually, she transferred Shanda to a private school. "I wasn't concerned about her choice," she said later in an interview. "I was worried that Amanda was having an unhealthy influence on her. Shanda was only 12 years old. She was still a child." In the new school, the teenager felt much better. Her grades improved, and she rejoined the school cheerleading squad. Hevron, however, didn't want to let her go and sent her notes and frequently called her home phone. It seemed that Shanda's feelings had cooled because Amanda's attention had become burdensome to her. Melinda, on the other hand, was unsuccessfully trying to win back her former friend. In December 1991, Loveless sent Hevron a letter, openly stating that she was ready to do anything to restore their relationship. The tension within this strange love triangle was growing every day. Therefore, an explosion was only a matter of time. The climax occurred a couple of weeks later. On January 10, 1992, Melinda gathered a group of loyal friends to give Shanda what she deserved. They were 17-year-old Laurie Tackett and two 15-year-olds, Hope Rippey and Toni Lawrence. Laurie grew up in a religious family but was a rebel and, despite her parents, became interested in the occult. She repeatedly stated that she wanted to know what it was like to taste blood. Toni was the most submissive girl in the group and readily obeyed the will of her friends. As for Hope, she was a victim of abuse and had attempted suicide several times. On January 11th, around 12:30 a.m., the quartet of friends got into Tackett's car and drove to Sharer's house. While Melinda hid in the back seat, clutching a knife, Hope told Shanda that Amanda urgently wanted to meet her and that they could give her a ride. After some hesitation, Shanda decided to get into the car. Shanda sat in the front seat next to the driver. Once the car started moving, Loveless jumped out of her hiding spot, grabbed Shanda from behind, and shouted in her ear, "Did I tell you to stay away from Amanda? You should have listened to me." I won't describe the horrors that the four friends inflicted on Shanda. It is enough to say that during the trial, where their atrocities were described, Hope Rippey's mother fainted. It all ended at 9:30 a.m. when the girls stopped at a gas station to get gasoline, intending to use it to destroy the evidence of their horrific crime. "Mom, help!" Shanda whispered with her last breath when she was dragged out of the car trunk and dumped on the side of the deserted Lemon Road. But the four teenagers were unstoppable. Satisfied with themselves, they got back in the car and went to McDonald's for breakfast. There, Melinda tried to joke by comparing the cooked bacon to Shanda, which made Toni vomit, ruining everyone's mood. The friends tried to act brave in front of each other, but once they parted ways, the magic evaporated. Hope spent the entire day in her room, crying nonstop, unable to stop. Melinda kept calling Amanda, begging for forgiveness for the act that would send her to hell. Toni was so tormented by guilt that she turned herself into the police that same evening. She told the officers how Shanda died, providing the location and the names of her accomplices. They were all arrested on January 12th. The girls faced numerous charges, ranging from unlawful confinement to murder. They were tried as adults, meaning they faced the death penalty. Toni Lawrence was the first to make a plea deal, becoming the key witness for the prosecution. For this, she received a 22-year sentence. The other three girls eventually also agreed to deals. Each of them received 60-year sentences. After the trial, all four were sent to the Indiana Women's Prison. Toni Lawrence was released on parole in 2000, serving only 9 years. Hope Rippey was released in 2006, Laurie Tackett in 2018, and Melinda Loveless in 2019. They all returned to normal lives and are alive today. Notably, Melinda became a dog handler and trained guide dogs while still in prison. Shanda's biological father, Shanda Sharer, died in 2005 from alcohol abuse. He was 53 years old. Jacques commented on his death. His heart was broken. Steve did everything he could to kill himself. Shanda's mother, Jacques Vaught, unlike her ex-husband, somehow managed to regain her peace of mind and even forgave Melinda Loveless, gifting her a puppy in 2012. And if you found this video insightful, don't hesitate to give it a like and share it with others who might find it interesting. Every like, share, and subscription goes a long way in supporting our channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.